Former President Donald Trump took the stand in a New York City courtroom yesterday, giving combative testimony in the civil fraud trial against him and his company. Trump lashed out at state attorneys who accused him of inflating the value of his assets and net worth. Exchanges became so heated that the judge threatened to remove Trump from the witness stand. Robert Costa was inside the courthouse tracking it all for us, sending out little messages and notes for us. Good morning. It was actually riveting to follow along through your notes and emails.
Well, that's very generous of you. I appreciate it. It is somewhat stunning in 2023 to not have video of this historic proceeding. We're relying on notes. They don't have a feed that comes out of the courtroom. And it was a dramatic, intense day inside of this courtroom as former President Donald Trump does face a reckoning about the future of his company.
Because it's a scam, and this is a case that should have never been brought.
From the start of his contentious testimony, former President Donald Trump lashed out at Judge Arthur Engoron, the man who will determine the fate of Trump's business empire. Asked for yes or no answers by the New York State attorney, Trump often replied with winding monologues, with Judge Engoron directing him to stay on topic, saying this is not a political rally, this is a courtroom, telling Trump's lawyers, I beseech you to control him if you can.
It may serve him well out there in the political world, but it does him no good in a legal courtroom.
During a break, the former president exited the courtroom with one of the few quiet moments of the day.
Trump, how's it going in there?
Judge Engoron has already found Trump and other defendants, including his two oldest sons, liable for fraud in the case, as part of a $250 million state lawsuit, alleging they inflated the value of key properties and Trump's net worth to get better financial terms. On the witness stand, Trump notably acknowledged that he had a hand in his property's valuations, saying, I would look at them, I would see them, and I would, maybe on occasion, have some suggestions.
Donald Trump puts himself in the thick of it because Donald Trump firmly believes that his image and his brand is that he is the person in charge. That does not help him in this case.
Trump also testified he once lowered the valuation of a New York apartment he owns, but repeatedly said he believes his properties, like Mar-a-Lago, were undervalued, not overvalued.
They had no idea what the numbers were.
After the tense day, New York Attorney General Letitia James, who brought the lawsuit, maintained the former president committed consistent fraud.
The numbers don't lie, and Mr. Trump obviously can engage in all of these distractions.
Trump's lawyers have signaled that they will move for a mistrial in this case. And next week, you're going to see a lot more coming from this case as the defense takes its stand and maybe calling the witnesses forward. But first, keep an eye on Wednesday when Ivanka Trump, the president's eldest daughter, takes the stand. And what we're also looking at right now is some CBS News polling that shows despite all of this, Trump remains the Republican frontrunner in the race. He has a lot of support, and some Republican primary voters, according to our latest poll, believe that all of this actually helps Trump and it improves their view of him. Anne-Marie?
So we heard Rikki Klieman say what she felt the president said that wasn't going to help his case. But did he say anything at all in his testimony that could bolster his case, his defense?
His case here comes down to the idea of valuations and who's responsible. He kept saying that it was the accountants who had the final say, and he repeatedly made the point that his financial statements had this stipulation, this clause, a disclaimer, he would call it, that meant that, look, the valuations of his properties, as stated, were what they were projected to be in the view of his accountants and in his own view, but they weren't perfect numbers. They weren't guaranteed numbers. And that view of fluidity when it comes to the valuation of his properties is really the core of the Trump case.
All right. It will be interesting when Ivanka takes the stand. Bob, thank you very much.
Thanks, Anne-Marie.